What's up everyone, it's Hannah here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we have something special on the agenda. We are going to be celebrating my 1-year anniversary here on booktube. I first posted my booktube newbie tag on August 17th of 2020. It was like a week before I was gonna start my senior year, and we're here. We're vibing. Like, was it a great idea to start a YouTube channel in the middle of college apps? No, which is also probably why I disappeared off the face of the earth for the first 4 months of my YouTube channel. But you know, we're back. We're better than ever. We're sort of not really consistent, but we're still making content. There have been so many monumental things that have happened this past year that I've gotten to share with you guys. I've gotten to share both my senior season for swimming and water polo, showing what school is like, being a high schooler is like in the midst of a pandemic. I graduated. I got to show my supreme moment where I accurately described foods at our one and only school dance. It wasn't really a dance. There's just so much that has happened in this last year, and I'm just so grateful that I've gotten to share that with you guys. And it's just a huge shout out to the 80 people that subscribe. Well, really it's 78 because 2 of the people who are subscribed are just me and my other email subscribing to myself. So to the 78 people, I'm just so thankful and so grateful that everybody has been putting time and investing energy into watching my videos, commenting, liking, sharing it on other social medias. It really means the world to me. And I've made so many great friends in the past year that I've been on booktube. Definitely Yasmin, Dana, Jayla, Sunny. Obviously, I also got all my friends to start reading, Pooja, Riya, and Sarah. So I've been able to do so many things and bond with my friends in ways that I could have never imagined before. Definitely starting and joining booktube has been sort of life-changing. You know, I was always wary of internet people, but you know, internet friends are the real deal. For this 1-year celebration, I decided to do a Q&A. So I put a question sticker on my Instagram, and I'm just gonna answer all the questions that I got. I really didn't get that many, so this should be nice and quick for y'all. Question 1, what is your favorite romance book? Okay, I've been reading so many romances this summer. I literally overdosed on romances. But for new adult romances, that college age, high school age romance, I have to say Love from A to Z by SKLE. It was literally so cute, so cute. Adam and Zainab are couple goals. I really loved the representation and that it wasn't really US centric. While Zainab does live in the US, the majority of the story took place in Qatar. I also loved the way that they interacted, and it was it felt natural. It felt like the way that a romance was supposed to develop instead of one of those insta love type things. Also, this book was recommended to me by Yasmin and Dana, and they had set such a high bar for this book. They were this is the best book ever, you're gonna love this. So I was really going in hoping that they didn't set the bar too high, but literally the book matched my expectation. It surpassed my expectations. I loved it so much. The only thing that I found a little bit questionable about that is that Adam is in college, but Zainab's a senior in high school. So I was just okay, this age gap's a little sketchy, but I know that the college system in the UK is different, where they I don't know. I'm just hoping that it's not a weird underage romance type thing, but it's cute. I like it. I'm willing to overlook that because they are similarly and age, and they have a mutual respect for one another. For contemporary adult romances, I would have to say Take a Hint, Dani Brown. Take a Hint. Dani Brown is literally mind-blowing. I loved Chloe Brown, but I loved Dani Brown even more. I had seen so many people say that the books get better with each sister. I haven't read Act Your Age Eve Brown. I read Take a Hint, Dani Brown with Riya and Sarah, and oh my god, I loved this so much more than I loved Get a Life Chloe Brown. While Get a Life Chloe Brown was cute, definitely the smut scenes had put me off. I was oh my gosh, this has such a cute cover, but it's so deceiving. It's so spicy. So now that I sort of knew what to expect, I was okay, I was a little more on board with what was going on in Take a Hint, Dani Brown. I was a little more prepared. So definitely Take a Hint, Dani Brown. It's just chef's kiss. I know everybody says that, but it's literally so good and I love it so much. Then, what's your favorite song right now? Now, that is a very good question. I am the type of person to get like obsessive with a song where I'll play it on like repeat until I like sap all the emotion out of that song and I get sick of it, so I switch to a new song. Lately, because I've been like tinkering around with my like fan fiction playlist, I've been listening to a lot of country music. So one of the last songs that I added to my fan fiction playlist was Girl Who Didn't Care by 10 All Towns. Also, side note, for Jayla, I will create a playlist video because she thought my other video was a playlist video, but it wasn't a playlist video. So I will make a playlist video because I have finally completed my playlist. Like, I've completed my playlist. It is done. I will be doing that, but that's a song that I've been playing over and over and over. This is like one of the first songs that I've heard from 10 All Towns, so it's like definitely a good introduction. But for people who don't listen to country, because I know there's a lot of you, there's a lot of people who don't like country and that I will not understand. Like, I understand like country, like I don't listen to Blake Shelton or like any of the guys, but like listen to women in country. Women in country are just so good. They're like amazing. I will say that my favorite song outside of country that I listen to on repeat a lot, I listen to the EP by Wild Rivers, Songs to Break Up To, but that's mostly because I keep like having weird maladaptive daydreams to each of their songs because J-April like did break up in Grey's Anatomy for like 3 years. So I just had like all these emotions attached to the songs. But if we go like not J-April related, like, do I listen to music and not think about J-April? J-April is all encompassing. It's my every waking thought. Like, why would I never not think about J-April? Ooh, okay. Is that a good song though? Or is it just like me being delusional? Let's see what I've been listening to recently. Literally all of it's country. Like, my recently played, it's like country. Well, okay, this is like folk, but this is country. It's a lot of Carrie Underwood here. Bear with me. But yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Carrie Underwood lately because, you know, on my fanfiction, I did want to include at least one Carrie Underwood song because she's literally like the queen of country. Okay, pop. Maybe something by Lennon Stella or Sasha Sloan. Those are both great artists. A song that I really liked was Don't Know Why by Norah Jones. Sometimes, you know, you just want to be in like the mood where you're like a middle-aged white woman drinking a glass of wine, looking over her kids as they sleep, and like this song sort of gives me that vibes. Like, it's like sophisticated and put together. So if I ever want to feel that, I will listen to Norah Jones. Next question. Are you reading When My Name Was Keoko? I am reading When My Name Was Keoko. I just started. I'm on chapter 3. The live show is in literally less than like a day, but when I post this, the live show would have like already passed. But I am reading it. I plan on joining the live show, so you can catch me there. Booktube origin story. Okay, I read My Lovely Wife by Samantha Downing, and it's like, I read it on EPUB. Like, I was literally like illegally reading all these books. I think I like just created a Goodreads account and I like just done all these things, and I was like, okay, you know what, like nobody that I know has read My Lovely Wife. I was like, this is literally about like a woman who's a serial killer who ropes her husband into killing. And I literally hated the ending so much. Like, I think I might have taken down my book review of it because I like just thought I looked really ugly in it. But I like read it and I was just like, I can't freaking stand this guy. Millicent, I know that she's like a freaking serial killer and likes to kill people, but like, she could step on my neck. She could run me over with a truck. I've definitely talked about how I like thought that Millicent, I like fan casted her as Sarah Drew, and Sarah Drew is like the love of my life. I just loved Millicent, and the way that her husband did his thing at the end, I just got so pissed. And I was like, I need someone to talk to about this. This is not okay. Millicent, my queen, should have come out better than ever, but it was what it was. I definitely didn't read into the book the way that like other people did. Like, they were bringing up great topics and themes and all that stuff. I was just like, no, my girl should have won. Like, hashtag girl power, girl boss. So I basically started because I wanted to talk about that book. So I just needed somewhere to vent, and that's why I joined BookTube. Favorite book of 2021 so far. My favorite book, am I only allowed to choose one? Like, I think I have to go to my Goodreads. This is, oh my gosh, what if my favorite book was Ice Planet Barbarians? That would be so funny. I might have to say that my favorite book that I can remember reading in recent history was Take a Hint, Dani Brown. That was really great. For nonfiction, it would be Being Mortal, Medicine and What Matters in the End. For like literary fiction, I would say On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous, because that was absolutely stunning. I think those would be like some of my favorites for the genres that I mentioned. Then somebody asked, what are your most commonly asked questions? I don't really get asked questions that much. Like, I feel like I'm a little inconsequential and I'm a little too passive. I normally just get asked to describe books that people normally don't want to read. Or, you know, I really don't get asked questions. And then my favorite Asian book. There are so many good Asian books that I've made a recommendation about, like books by Asian authors. Something that isn't on that list, On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. And also Yolk by Mary H.K. Choi. Both of those I related to them in ways that I probably shouldn't have related to, but like I loved them. And it just felt so real and so raw to me, and the writing was just so vulnerable and emotional. Both of those, I definitely do think that they have trigger warnings for them. Those books were just astounding. And with that, I do have to say that my junior year English teacher has great taste in books because she recommended those books to me. And then I got a couple more questions. If you had to burn 3 books, what would they be? Now, if you didn't already know, I do have a bookshelf on Goodreads that's like books that deserve 0 stars, but it's all made out of romance. And I've definitely talked about how much I hate some of those romances on this channel before. Like, definitely I've like shit talked The Hating Game. I've also shit talked Faker, which is basically just The Hating Game 2.0. If I had to choose one of those, I would have to say that I'd burn Faker, because alpha male, possessive, really toxic relationships with like a workplace romance, that I just did not like them. It's like enemies to lovers, not my trope. But I would choose Faker over The Hating Game because Faker has this weird like race element. The female lead is a woman of color, but it's like written by a white woman. So like this woman of color just like, I don't know, it just seems so shallow and so superficial, and she like hyper fixates on like the male lead's whiteness, and I was just like, this is a little concerning. So I was a little off put by that. Another book that I would burn. What's another book that I would burn? I don't know. I feel like I don't really hate like books outside of romance as much as I hate romance novels. Oh, okay. Deep Blue. Deep Blue by Jennifer Donnelly. I like just read that for my 24-hour readathon, and first of all, they literally spoiled the first half of the book with the blurb. Why would you do that? Like, you could still tell me what the story is gonna be about without revealing half your plot. It was bad. I gave it like 1 star. It was really bad. And like the more I thought about it, the more I realized that this story, like the way she built the world, just made no sense. Like, how are you supposed to drink tea underwater? How are they breathing and singing? Because we never get any mention of like gills. So if they have like lungs like we do, all I imagine is like getting salt water shoved down your throat and up your nose, and that's like very unpleasant. That's another book I would burn because it was just bad. Another book that I would burn, maybe Ice Planet Barbarian. The first book, not the second book. Oh, actually no, I would burn the second book too, but only the second half of the book. I liked the first half of the book, I didn't like the second half of the book. So I'd burn 3.5 books. Do you prefer sunsets or sunrises? Okay. I think I prefer sunrises only because I don't catch them as much. So there's like this gratification that I get by being able to watch the sunrise because it doesn't happen as often, and I know that I'm sacrificing some sleep in order to watch the sunrise. So maybe it's like my sleep deprived brain being like, oh my gosh, this is so pretty. But I feel like there's just something so peaceful about watching the sunrise and like starting the morning off with that. Okay, I also got like another favorite romance of all time. I already answered that though. Fantasy book you actually love. If you didn't already know, I'm on a losing streak with fantasy books. Fantasy books, I'm trying to love you, but you are not trying to love me back. It's a very one-sided relationship and I'm starting to feel hurt. Skullduggery Pleasant, the first book, that was good. I enjoyed that book. I definitely do think that it set the bar a little too high for the rest of the series though. That book was great. I understood that book. Now I no longer understand Skullduggery Pleasant. I was going to try and read at least like 2 to 3 more books in the Skullduggery Pleasant series this summer, and that just has not happened, which I'm sorry. I'm like still trying to give Skullduggery Pleasant a chance, but it's just fantasy. Like there comes a time where it just does not make sense to me anymore. Magic systems are so complicated. The way that these different countries are interacting, it's like different for each book, and I'm just so confused all the time. A genre you want to get more into, maybe nonfiction. I've like read nonfiction very sporadically, but I want to like get more consistent. It's like romance galore. Like all I do is read romance. Because I mean, like who doesn't want summer lovin'? I definitely want to get more into nonfiction and mystery thrillers because I definitely think that there are like so many great books out there. There are so many popular books out there that I'm just like missing out on. So I want to catch up. I want to see what all the hype's about like Survive the Night and like books like Atomic Habits and all that stuff. And then least favorite genre you read. Currently it's fantasy because I don't understand anything and everything sort of sucks at this point. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you again for supporting me for my first year here on BookTube. I am so grateful for everybody who has just reached out and that I've gotten to read with and that I've just gotten to engage with on this platform. It's really opened up so many doors that I could have never imagined. And I'm just like so grateful for everyone. And with that, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Stay fresh, and I will catch you next time.